So I recently got this big guy hung. It's a Beauty Collins. It's on a 36-inch handle, but it's a little big. I want something small I can carry around on the tractor. Kind of like a saddle axe, smaller, just not a double bit. I was back in Alberta, picked up Garant 21-inch, which is actually a nice little size. Should be good for kindling, things like that. As well as a Holtzbruks made in Sweden, 3.5 pound, which is going to pair nicely with it. I had this in Evapo-Rust for a little while, just clean some of the gunk off. I still got to take a wire wheel to it and take it on the belt grinder, clean up the edges, things like that. But that was the old handle out of it. I don't think I'm going to throw it out actually, because there's still enough meat kind of along here. It's splitting a bit. There's enough meat I might be able to get a hammer handle out of that, similar to the other one I did. So we're going to put that in the scrap bin. We'll save that for later, because the scrap bin provides. And we should be able to get this done in, I don't know, 5 easy steps. Shouldn't take much. So let's get the handle cleaned up, and I get to use my nice fancy vise. I'm going to scrape off this coating, get back down to the bare wood, and then we put our own coating on it. Get a bit of burn if we want. Add that artisticness to make it pretty. You know, I know you don't have to wire wheel your axes, but I just like getting a nice clean finish. I don't know. I like these too because you can see kind of the temper line across there. I always found that kind of neat. But I don't know. I always like to clean all the crap off. You really don't have to though. Personal preference, I guess. I must say, I really do love this spice. Wonderful. Sweet. Alright, next. Alright, luckily this thing doesn't need a lot of grinding. I just got to reprofile that a bit and then burn the edge out. I don't have to do too much to this. I'm going to clean up this obviously actually, because there's a piece here. It's kind of bent over on itself and it's got a bit of a sharp edge on that. And I don't really want to catch that. So I'll clean all that up too, but it shouldn't take too long. And just like that, we're reprofiled and cleaned up and ready for hanging. The belt grinder will get you ready for splitting or chopping in about 30 seconds or less. I gotta take that burr off though. No more burr. Alright. Now I did have this once on here already. So I know it slides right on, but it's also quite nice. It's just top centered, but it's pointed off that way a bit. So I've got to remove a bit. If I want to turn that way, I got to remove some here, some on this side so the head can kind of flip over. But that won't be too hard. Just like that. Beauty. Alright, well, we're pretty well good to hang this. What else do I want to do? I don't think there is anything else I want to do. Honestly, that's it. I'll oil it after. Yeah, alright, let's put a wedge in it. Alright, we'll lather this up in glue. Actually, I'm going to pry that open so I get some glue down in there. Yeah, that'll work. There. There, we'll smother this in some glue. That way it doesn't come out while we're swinging. Grab our Princess Auto Special. There we are. Alright. Need a real hammer. It's not supposed to happen. I mean, it's straight. It's actually in there fairly far, so it's not, might not be the end of the world, actually. I'm going to run with it. If it does come loose, then I'll deal with it then. I'm going to throw a metal wedge in there, and that'll be awesome. Tell you what, to make myself feel better, I'll put a bigger wedge in there. Alright. Bit of a gong show. We'll clean it up. And guess what? It'll still split wood. So it's going to be okay, I promise. I just mangled it a bit, so let's clean it up. Alright, we just got to burn it and oil it. Obviously you don't have to burn it, but I'm going to because it's my axe. And I think it makes it look pretty. How many steps is that? Was that 5 or less? Now remember the rule for oiling. Once a day for a week, once a week for a month, once a month for a year, and then once a year for the rest of its life. Is what you're supposed to do. I don't do that, but that's okay. But you should do that. But you don't have to. Here, I think it's looking pretty good. Got another nice little one for the collection. What do you think? So I got the big guy here, Beauty Collins, and small Swedish axe. That's going to be quite nice. Anyway, that's going to be nice. Let's go, let's put some kindling. Had a bit of fun with that one. Didn't take too long. I don't know how many steps we're at, but I think that'll do nicely. But anyway, I'm going to get on to the next project. Bye for now. This guy's next.